Welcome folks, I'm Mr. Bones. Welcome back to Lost Media Request, LMR, the show where you give me a lost media topic and I talk about it. Special thanks to an entire community, specifically the Lost Commercials Foundation, for giving me this topic to talk about. Again, I'm not a big fan of lost commercials, but this one in particular just, I don't know, it interests me, or as I like to put it in these recent videos, it tickled my fancy. A SpongeBob Got Milk commercial that was made in the early 2000s for Nickelodeon, and it was like a Got Milk campaign, but with SpongeBob slapped on it. It's a piece of media that a lot of people remember watching when they were kids, but unfortunately is no longer available. It's not even on like a SpongeBob bonus DVD, which honestly, it sounds like one of those things that it should. It kind of gives me Astrology with Squidward vibes. For those unaware, Got Milk is a milk campaign, I guess. I don't know if it's like a company that is lined with a specific brand of milk. I'm not too educated on the Got Milk lore, but I do know that there is a series of iconic commercials that are from the Got Milk campaign, and one of them was SpongeBob. Unfortunately though, this commercial in particular is lost media. Allow me to further in details here. So apparently the commercial goes a little something like this. SpongeBob and Patrick are drinking milk, and they both get milk mustaches. SpongeBob's milk mustache goes away, and so he decides to solve the problem by sticking his head in a milk glass. Okay. I don't really know much about this commercial at all, mainly because I don't think I was born yet. I think this was made in 2001. Don't quote me on that. I'm just pulling this out of my ass. I don't know when this came out, but I do know that this is very fascinating because this is SpongeBob animation that I've never seen before, and I'm a huge animation snob and a huge SpongeBob fan, so this just really interests me, and I'm surprised no one has really talked about it. Usually in Lost Media Request, I try to find as much information on these as I can, and most of the requests that I've talked about don't necessarily have Lost Media articles, and shockingly this one can get added to the list. I went and looked on the Lost Media wiki to find the SpongeBob Got Milk commercial wiki page, and it wasn't there. And it's because no one has made a wiki page for it yet. How? I found a Reddit post, a Lost Media wiki forum post, and of course the Lost Commercials Foundation's request, and they have their own like little dedicated channel searching for it. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is as far as the search goes for this thing. There is a screen cap from the commercial, as well as a print advertisement of the commercial, not necessarily exactly the same, but it was used in, I think, magazines and other forms of printable publication. There is a screenshot, and I believe there are some other pieces of SpongeBob Got Milk commercial content on the interwebs. I'll put it on screen if I can find any, but literally there's nothing about this. There are news articles talking about this in particular. So this did exist at one point. This isn't like the Mandela effect where people just remember this falsely because of a magazine picture or something. Like, this was real. So I want to watch this and I want to know more about it, because usually when a piece of lost media gets talked about a lot online, chances are it gets found. Like I don't know, the Shrek I Feel Good test animation. Yeah, that was talked about a lot online in the last few weeks, and what do you know, boom, just popped out of nowhere. I feel like a lot of lost media nowadays are getting found with this method in mind, and that's why I made this series. So if you're interested in the SpongeBob Got Milk commercial case, talk about it, I guess. Join the Lost Commercials Foundation where we talk about it, and we are trying to search for it. There isn't a lot of leads on it currently, but I feel like that's going to change in the near future. I'm going to leave a link in the description for the Lost Commercials Foundation. Special thanks to the foundation for giving me this topic, because this is really interesting and fascinating, and I can't believe a piece of SpongeBob Lost Media, which there's a lot of SpongeBob Lost Media, this one I would consider the most obscure because there's barely anything on it. Okay, you don't count, you didn't exist. And if you have a piece of Lost Media that you're interested in and that you want me to talk about on Lost Media Request, then leave a comment down below or comment on my community post where I talk about it. With that said, guys, I'm Mr. Bones, this was LMR, and I hope you guys have a good night. Take care.